Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome to a brand new installment of Future Langrisser. Today we're going to be covering the next installment, and this will be live on April 21st, 2025. And by time of recording, today is the 17th of April. So I'm recording this in advance, and those of you who are part of the channel members, you get to watch this earlier than the official date. And yep. Anyways, there are two new heroes coming to the game, and they're both are from Langrisser Millennium WS title. And yep, pretty excited to see more characters from the mainline Langrisser series, apart from the Langrisser OCs that we have with Tolivar. Yeah, it would be nice to see more characters nowadays. So let's see what these characters are and see what they're about. And before we begin with the first part of the video, so anyways, the characters now I'm going to be showing is just one character at a time because I'll be able to have more room to work with if I do it this way. So this is a new format I'll be working with for now. So anyways, Abishai is the first of the two heroes that will be coming to the game, and I gotta say, his story behind this is actually pretty nuts. So anyways, the factions he's part of are Dark Reincarnation, Ulez Legends, and Mythical Realm. And then as for the classes, he's part of Infantry and Demon, which is something you normally wouldn't see every day. But I think he kind of works similar to Epsilon, but most of the time he's gonna be melee unit, I would say. I mean, the reason why I said Epsilon related is because he's kind of like a cyborg in some ways, but anyways, and also the classes he has chosen on his kit is going to be similar to his, like infantry and demon, and also his appearance. Don't let his appearance fool you. Even though his appearance looks like a feminine like, but it's actually a guy, and his backstory is really interesting. Like he's the supreme head of the Federation army, which he will use to look for an ancient weapon, and then he loves to see suffering of humans, which is pretty cold if you think about it. And this is his voice line.
僕はアーブシャイト。特別に君たちと遊んであげるよ。ルールは簡単。僕が君たちを皆殺しにするか、君たちが僕を殺すか、だよ。
Yeah, that sounds pretty menacing if you think about it. This is what he would say when you summon him. And by the way, the voice clips and the things I gather here are from my own CN News channel on my LangWiki server. So yep, everything I have is all in one place, which is nice for a change at least. And let's talk about the roles he's part of. So he is a physical DPS, just like most of the infantry and demon like kind of characters. And also he has a gimmick in his talent called it kind of works similar to Arkenfell in some ways, but it's a little different. So just like Arkenfell, his skills that he used will not enter cooldown. Instead, he will gain one stack of overheat based on the amount of cooldown that the skill has. So for example, if a skill has like 2 turn cooldown, he'll gain 2 stacks of overheat afterwards. So he can accumulate all those overheat up to 5 times, and once the stack reaches 5, which is maximum, he will get overload. And this is something where Abishai is gonna cause a lot of mayhem on the battle. So for 1 turn. So what this does that whenever he attacks, he ignores 15% of the enemy's defense. While in overload, the skill will enter cooldown like normal. So yeah, you gotta be aware of that when you're using the skills, because even though if you enter overload, you're gonna have to wait for the cooldown to go off, because this is some kind of a balance aspects of the game here. So Abishai is actually a menacing opponent to deal with, especially in the pre-overload state. So if you're dealing with him in the pre-overload state, you're gonna have to be careful because he will dish out a lot of like skill damages. I would say skill damage, which can be no joke because he has a lot of stuff in here that can be really, really nasty. And also, when it comes to the common skills he comes with, he also has a skill that prevents him from dying, which is unflinching or known as indomitable to some of you who remembers the common skill from Landius, where this one enables revive but up to 20% HP recovery, which isn't big, but it's actually probably worth impacting. So yeah, this is something you should probably watch out for when you're fighting Abisha. And the factions he's part of are Dark Incarnation, Less Legends, and Mythical Realm. I think I've already stated that already, but just in case I didn't say it earlier, I'll say it again. Okay, moving on to the next new hero, we have Lukman. And he was first appeared as an NPC in the Time Rift. So I'm not too sure if they're gonna release more Time Rifts now, or maybe they're just holding off until they get enough heroes in the game. I think that's probably the reason why they didn't release another Time Rift today in the global. I hope they'll release more in the future, but for now there's only one Time Rift for Millennium Wonderswan. So anyways, back to the topic of Lukeman. So his factions, he's part of Legion of Glory, Strategic Masters, and Ulus Legends. And his classes are Infantry and Lancer. And also this is what he sound like when you summon him.
君の瞳の中に平和への希望と決心が見て取れる。共に行かせてくれ。このルクマン、君の力になれて光栄だ。
Anyways, that's what he sound like when you summon him. And I forgot to mention what the Abishah said when you summon him. He says, "My name is Abishah. I've come to grant you the honor of playing with me. The rules of the games are simple. Either I kill all of you, or you try to kill me." That's what it says in the summon quote. And for Lukman, he says, "In your eyes, I see a longing and determination for peace. Please allow me to walk alongside you. Lukman, it's an honor to serve you." That's what he says in Japanese, by the way, if you're wondering. Anyways, for the roles he is in, just like the other hero, physical DPS, and also he relies on the unity to 3 allies, and only up to 3 allies can have unity at a time. And then when you end in a turn, you can choose to teleport an ally with the unity within 7 blocks of their initial position, and you can do this again after 2 turns. And he has a unique 3C skill that works like Sword Soul, but with a gimmick. If you have an ally with unity within 3 blocks, this skill can ignore guard. So think of this like Andriole, but a little different. So yeah, Lookman is an interesting unit to have on the field. So do I think he's gonna be broken in some ways? I would say yeah. If it's like in the same level as Andriole, then sure, he can be pretty dangerous. And also on top of that, like since Lukaman can have 3 allies with unity, this makes him even more dangerous because Andriole can only have 1 Ove ally, while Lukaman's case, he can have 3 of them on there. And then if it doesn't matter how many were near him, as long as at least 1 within 3 blocks of him, and doing that 3C skill, he's gonna ignore guard. So if you ever see Lukeman, watch out for him. But of course, the coincident, although for the bouncing purpose, he doesn't have like a long leg class like cavalry or flyer. Yeah, he doesn't have any of that, so he usually will come at you at 3 blocks. So you don't have to worry about that much. But if it comes to a point around like late game, oh, tough luck on that one. You do not want him to be out there causing some problems for you. And next up, we got new SP soldiers. So we got Dark Centurion as one of the 3, Cyborg Vessel as the other, and Exorcist as the third one. Okay, so what do I think about these 3 soldiers? I would say these looks pretty nice. But when it comes to abilities, they do come with like additional abilities as well. I'm gonna see if I can get them up here and give you a brief look of what they do. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, so anyways, anyways, for the Dark Centurion, he has the thing where when like before you enter battle, like before being attacked, this soldier is gonna deal fixed damage equal to 2.5 times of the hero's defense to the enemy, which is a preemptive damage, by the way, if you think about it. And then and also during combat, when the HP percentage is higher than the enemies, your defense and MDef will be increased by 20%. I would say this soldier is nice. Has a nice upgrade there. And for cyborg vessel, when performing an active attack, the soldiers can attack with the hero, with the damage increased by 30%. During combat, the unit ignores melee damage penalty, and soldiers attack and defense by 15%. So yeah, essentially this soldier allows like certain heroes to be able to attack from close range without worry of like hindering your damage. And finally, we have Exorcist. Increases the soldier's attack by 30%. When fighting against demons, attack plus 30%. When performing an active attack, if the enemy's defense is greater than the or equal to their MDef, the damage dealt in this battle is considered as magic damage, which is pretty nasty if you think about it. But of course, not too broken, just to say. Okay, next up, let's talk about the new casting skills that will be coming in this update. First on, we got Shibaraku. He is from the Wataru crossover, by the way, for a very long time. So, anyways, he's gonna get casting in this update. So, attack plus 5%. After using a skill to kill an enemy, Shibaraku gains Battle Scarred, which is a nice upgrade for him. And he's probably, I think it's kind of rare to see like an SR as part of the update nowadays, because most of the time we got our SSRs. But for now, it's nice to see SRs getting some love here. Like Shibaraku is one of them. And the next character we're going to get a casting as well, which is Apotheosis. Yeah, one of the former meta units back then, but he had fallen off ever since certain heroes kind of took his spot. So anyways, he's getting some love here as well. Like when triggering a revive effect from the chaos state, apply nightmare to the source of damage. And this could also mean attacker, by the way. At the end of the turn, for every 2 types of attribute bonuses from talents, the cooldown of the end is 9 and Judgment of the Abyss is reduced by 1 turn. So let me give you a quick rundown what this skill does. So, what this casting skill does is that whenever you trigger that revive effect from his chaos state, he's going to inflict that lose control thing onto the source of damage or attacker in this instant, which can be really devastating if you think about it. So if you like, for example, if you see someone like using Z2 or actually wait, he might not be able to resist that. But anyways, you get my point. So anybody that attacked him, but getting his revive getting triggered like this, that enemy is going to get hit by nightmare effect, which basically makes them lose control. Yeah, which is absolutely nuts if you think about it. So, do I think Apo is going to come back? By the looks of this alone, this could pretty much bring him back in some aspects. Kind of similar to Watham's casting. So, yeah, having Apo out there on the field like this, and also his exclusive was actually available back then. Adding this on top of Apo is going to make him even more of a menace. We'll have to wait and see how Apo is going to play out, because I can imagine he's going to be back into the meta with this addition. And then for new exclusive equipment, we got Nunorin. She's getting a headwear in this update. HP is increased by 10%. At the end of the turn, if an active skill was used during the current turn, apply a special turning effect, which is High Tide, to all blocks within a 1 block radius for 2 turns. When in water terrain or having a shield, the Nunorin would take 10%. Whoops, there's a weird grammar error. I would say Nunorin would take 10% less damage if both conditions are met. Damage taken is reduced by 20%. So what do I think about this headwear? This one can be pretty nice upgrade for her. Overall. And finally, we have additional info before we leave the video at that. So we got Divine Awesome Summon for heroes and equipment. So that means there's now like more opportunities for you to summon past heroes that you have missed before. It's nice. And we also have radar banners for Seraphina and Zion, Nonoran and Broken Wing Bird, or known as Hibiscus. And funny enough, Seraphina and Zion's radar banner did actually go live in global just now, actually, by the time of recording. Mythical Realm Destiny banner for Ashamar, Adangelmo, and Mariandel. Princess Alliance Destiny banner for Alia, Rosenseal, and Virelia. Classic Destiny banner for Elwyn, Leon, and Bernhardt. And also the rerun banner of Dragon Slayer. Oh man, that's gonna be spicy. As for the events, Blood Moon Eden is expected to come back on this update. And also from a previous installment for Future Langrisser CN version. I did say Blood Moon Eden before, but that one is actually not true. It's mostly Skyline Tactics, by the way, just to let you know. So other events that you see there, just disregard them. I just didn't realize that they will put all that in there, even though only one of them will be running. And back to the topic here is that there's also going to be Eternal Forge event coming in here. There are 4 new equipments in this update. So yep, start grinding for those resources when that update goes live. So anyways, hope you'll find this video helpful or informative, and I'll see you all next time.